Hello students. After the completion of introductory sessions, let us start with the very first chapter of mechanics of solids, that is coplanar concurrent forces. It is the very most important chapter from the GTU weightage point of view. It is the basic of mechanics of solid. So let us start on the screen. Okay, so this is our chapter coplanar concurrent forces. Question 1. What is force? An external force which tends to produce motion of the body is known as force. Unit of the force is Newton. Means any external force is when applied on the body, it starts motion. This force, this external effort is known as force. Let us go ahead. You know the unit of the force is Newton. Now, there are two types of forces you can visualize: compressive force and tensile force. You can see here at point A, you can see this at point A, compressive force means force behind from the point is acting on point A. This force is known as compressive force. While you can see here at point A, tensile force is acting, means force is outwards from the point A. So this type of force is known as tensile force. Okay, so this is the fundamental of force. Newton is the unit of the force, and there are two types of forces: compressive force and tensile force. Let us go ahead. Question number 2. What is coplanar concurrent force system? Okay, so you can see in the figure there is a plane, rectangular plane, in which at point A two tensile forces acting P and Q. Both are tensile forces. Remember this. The definition is the system of forces in which two or more than two forces are acting simultaneously on a particle in the same plane is known as coplanar concurrent force system. Okay, so this is basically the definition of coplanar concurrent force system. Now next one is question number 3. Most important question. State and prove law of parallelogram of forces. What is parallelogram? We already have seen in the introduction that the quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal and parallel are known as law of parallelogram of forces. Now see the figure over here. See this very carefully. Let us see. At point A, two forces are acting, P and Q, but these are compressive forces. Angle between them is theta. Now we have to make it tensile, but we have to represent it on the parallelogram. Let us see how. You can see this enlarged image. Watch carefully to this. This is the parallelogram A, B, C, D. You can see now this is the parallelogram ABCD. At point A, two tensile forces P and Q is acting. Means these two PQ forces are now converted into tensile forces P and Q. Angle between them is theta, as you can see. Now, from point A, complete the parallelogram ABCD. As per the definition, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So side AD will represent force P. Similarly, side BC will represent force P. As side BA or AB representing force Q, so side CD is also representing force Q. Now this force Q is starting from point D. This angle is theta. So this angle is also theta. How? We have studied in introduction that these two angles, theta, theta, are pair of corresponding angles. Pair of corresponding angles are always for the parallel lines. So now from point D, you can make two components of force Q. Horizontal component is Q cos theta and vertical component is Q sin theta. Project this red color line CE vertically and DE horizontally. So now the figure is completed. Now what is R? R is the main important resultant force. What is resultant? It is the effective force of P and Q. So R will represent magnitude of the resultant force of P and Q. Now what is alpha? So alpha represents direction of magnitude of resultant. Okay, it means the direction of resultant force R from the horizontal axis, at how much angle resultant will act. So this is the figure. Look at the figure carefully. Parallelogram is ABCD and one small triangle is generated, CED. Now concentrate on right angle triangle. Which one is right angle triangle? ACE. This right angle triangle, ACE, in which after applying Pythagoras theorem we can get this. But before this, what is the statement of the law of parallelogram of forces? Say this. What is the statement? Two forces P and Q acting simultaneously on point A are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, right? Again repeating, two forces P and Q acting simultaneously on particle A are represented by two adjacent sides of the parallelogram like this. Then a resultant of these two forces will be represented by diagonal of the parallelogram. Clear? Okay, so this statement is already written over here. You can check this. Okay, you can check this. When two tensile forces acting simultaneously on a particle are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then resultant of these two forces will be represented by diagonal of the parallelogram. As I said, consider right angle triangle ACE from the figure. Consider the right angle triangle ACE. So this is the right angle triangle ACE considered from the figure. Let us go ahead. Now what happens? By applying Pythagoras theorem, we can get this from the same triangle. AC square is the hypotenuse, is equal to addition of remaining two sides, A square plus CE square. Now what is AC? You can see in the figure. What is AC? It is resultant R. What is AE? Means AD plus DE. And what is AD plus DE? P plus Q cos theta. And what is CE? CE is Q sin theta. Remember all the notations. Again repeating. AC means R, AD means P, DE means Q cos theta. So AE will be combinedly P plus Q cos theta. CE is equal to Q sin theta. Okay. So according to Pythagoras theorem, AC square is equal to AE square plus QE square. Replacing the values, AC means R, AE means AD plus DE, CE as it is. Now replacing the forces, R square will be as it is. What is AD? That is P. What is DE? That is Q cos theta whole square. And what is CE? That is Q sin theta. Okay, going ahead, by simplifying mathematically, we can get this. Now this is A plus B whole square. So A square plus 2AB plus B square means P square plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square cos square theta. This bracket means Q square sin square theta as it is. Now you can see from this circle and this circle Q square will be common out. So P square as it is, Q square common, in the remaining bracket cos square plus sin square theta, and this middle term 2PQ cos theta will remain as it is. So this is the simplification. Now cos square plus sin square is obviously 1. So the remaining will be R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Okay, it is very easily clear. Next, so we want to get R actually. So now R is equal to under root of the same term P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So this is the final equation number 1, which shows the resultant, means magnitude of the resultant of the two given forces P and Q. Now in the same triangle ACE, you can see tan alpha is equal to CE divided by AE. tan alpha is equal to CE divided by AE. What is CE actually? CE is equal to Q sin theta, and what is AE? AE equal to P plus Q cos theta, as earlier shown in the figure. Getting tan inverse, so alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. So what is this alpha? This is the direction of the resultant with respect to same horizontal line. So alpha will be tan inverse of Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. This is the equation number 2, which shows the direction of the resultant from the horizontal axis. Direction of the resultant from the horizontal axis. So make sure there are two things. First one is equation number 1, which shows the magnitude of the resultant, R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. And second one is alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. It is the direction of the resultant. It is the magnitude of the resultant, equation number 1. Now students must note, this is the law of parallelogram of forces, which only applicable for two tensile forces. If the forces are compressive, then firstly we have to make it tensile. Then and then we can find out the solution for the resultant and for the direction of the resultant. These problems, this parallelogram based problems are used to solve some practical situations like pulling of ropes, like pulling of a boat, pulling of two vehicles, okay, pulling of tables, pulling of chairs. Similarly, you can see in the pulling of wires of the electricity. Okay, so this is the method by which we can get a resultant, means effective force of the P and Q, two forces, and also find angle, actually the main angle at which a resultant will act with respect to horizontal axis. So this is our first topic, law of parallelogram of forces. We will start numericals based on this after this lecture.